It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants. And it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Greetings from just across the New York-New Jersey border in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Welcome to the booth, everyone. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, all set for a good one here. Greg, this is one of those interesting things because you talk to both coaches. They've schemed, plotted all week, and the question becomes, who's got the plan that's going to fit against this other team?
Well, that's always the question, and I think if we really got honest responses from some of these play callers in pregame, I think they're not even quite sure. Everyone goes in feeling really good about the week work. They feel really good about where they are from a game plan perspective. But now, can you adjust? Can you find the elements of that game plan that are best suited for having success in this given game? That's the key.
The veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Eric Gray to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
From the shotgun, they'll throw to get this one started. Quick slant looked in by Neighbors. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll get this out to the left flat. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. Three plays in and a test. It's 3rd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A first down.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
They'll motion their tight end, Jaxson. Pass complete to Neighbors. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. Open man, that's Slayton. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Giants.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll look to throw yet again. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Look wide, get this one complete, and he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike, the ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Giants. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He's got it, and the Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veterans still going. Former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023. It's Joe Flacco.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
Second and 7. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Brian Burns, the former Panther, in there for the sack.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Flacco to throw. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
What did this defensive play caller tell us all week, Mike? They wanted to come out and set the tone of this game, dictate the terms of how this game would be played, and man, through the first drive here, boy, have they ever.
So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Amir Smith-Marset goes back to return it. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Giants offense going to take over now for the second time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll run here with the rookie. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. That's to Robinson. He's got it. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. They'll motion their tight end, Jaxson. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. So after 1, it's the Giants leading this one early. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll throw out of the gun. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage. but at least he avoids taking that shot.
He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I can tell you from experience, Mike, that is going to be on his mind the rest of the week. It's one thing to drop a ball. That's going to happen every now and then. But when you do it and it takes away a touchdown, man, that stings. So we can talk short-term memory all we want. I can promise you, this guy, he's hoping to get another shot at it. I don't mind the call. Down here this close to the goal line, you're trying to account for the extra defenders. In this case, you're trying to read them, but give credit to the defense. They had the running back accounted for and the quarterback.
This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
Well, after being stopped for no gain on 1st down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question. 2nd and goal from the 2, what do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till 3rd down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on 2nd and goal.
A second effort, and he is in. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, New York. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Gano on to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the Giants move out on top, 14-0. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Throwing, Flacco. And that ball incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Here's Flacco to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Flacco. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Here's Smith-Marset. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back set to go once more. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. First and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
If you're gonna take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Third and long. From out of the gun, he'll throw. That's going to be intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll manage to bring this down to about the 37. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Flacco. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. One of the Giants has it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL,
and remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. 2nd and 11. They'll turn and hand this one off. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
3rd and long. Now Flacco. They'll look to set up the screen here.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
They'll try to run. And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. And they have turned it over on down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The Giants offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Jaxson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Throw left side, that's Jaxson. And he's out of bounds, very close to the 40-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll look to throw. Now a screen set up for Tracy. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive lineman to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision, and that's why they're able to stop him for no gain. You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. So on 4th down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. Back deep, DeAndre Carter to return. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so The time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Flacco. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the air one more time. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he'll let it go deep for Jaxson.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Seven seconds, all that remains, till halftime. And the kick is away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Now whistles. Timeout. 3 seconds left in this first half. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to get back to work. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
The third quarter begins with a run. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get about 4 to the 29. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Flacco to throw. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now a give on the ground, and he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Tillman, the man in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. Third and a yard. They motion the slot man left. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. He'll drop to throw. Downfield for Njoku. And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on 4th and 1. It's a gain of 34.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Here's a run. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up second and goal. The ball a little closer now. It is second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
The offense staying put. They will go for 2. He'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
There was no hesitation from this offense. Immediately after they scored that touchdown, the entire sideline was holding up 2 fingers. They knew exactly what play they wanted. They felt great about it coming into the game, and clearly the right choice.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Ray gonna return it. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. On the zone read, a give to Tracy. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Now they'll set up to throw. Taken in right side by the tight end, Jaxson.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Now faking the give. Open man downfield, that's Neighbors. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense, just turned out to be a better throw.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now it's Tracy looking to run. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Open man is Robinson. And that is not going to work out as planned. Maybe a tough spot to try to run a play like that. Either way, it's blown up back behind the line of scrimmage.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
On 4th down, the veteran Graham Gano for the Giants field goal try. His kick is good. And the Giants will extend their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Graham Gano now, following the field goal, back to kick this one away. This is taken in at the goal line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Tillman, the man in motion. Look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And this defense having nothing of that. They get him down behind the line.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Room to run at the 35. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
Well, they find themselves in a tight game here in the 2nd half, and they're thinking, we got to get this guy going. He hasn't done much up until this point, but man, you talk about making a play when your team needed it. That's the kind of play that sparks the offense, and now see if they can finish this drive with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Flacco. It's caught. That's Deontay Johnson. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And the Browns are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. That's good for 11 and a 1st down.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
A run on 1st and goal. They'll try to push forward, but only a yard down to the 2. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing, Flacco. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
2 plays at their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. They'll run. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The game-tying touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to take the lead with the point after.
Mike, the sideline's going crazy with that late score. But they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this 4th quarter lead.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. The kick is good. Important one as they take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And that'll keep the drive going. He's got the first down up past the 40-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now this time they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And this ball incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The Giants sending out their punter. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. They'll try to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
He's got his man complete to Jaxson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Here's Flacco to throw. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
I'll Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. This is 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Jaxson. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot, and I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. To the outside, complete to Jaxson.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he will have the first down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Back to the air one more time. Now a screen set up for Tracy. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their 2nd. Clock stops with 1:06 to go in this one. Big play in the game right here. It's 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop them. That will be no gain on the screen.
And after that completion, they don't have enough to move the chain, so it's all going to come down to this. If they want any opportunity to go down and kick themselves a field goal, they've got to convert here on this 4th down. They need their best play.
And he's going to have the Giants' first down. It's a gain of 12 facing 4th down. They'll look to throw again. That is hard! And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
And this game certainly looks a lot different now after that completion, Mike. I mean, to pick up that many yards in the 2-minute drill, everybody in the huddle can just take a deep breath. All they need is a field goal. So right now, work the clock, possess the ball, send out your kicker to see if he can win it.
There's that man again, another catch. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They knew this would be a dogfight away from home, and they were right. But they come away with a hard-fought victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.